Halloween is here in Pokemon Go, and I am super excited for what's to come over the next 7 days. Halloween is always an awesome time in Pokemon Go. We're going to have great event bonuses. We'll have a Pokemon debut. The in-game graphics are always Halloween and fall themed, which is super fun. And then later on in the week, we've got the Gigantamax debut. So we're going to dig into all of that and more in this week's weekly update for Pokemon Go. But before we dig into all that, let's talk a little bit about last week. How did your week go? I had a pretty good week. Shroomish Spotlight Hour was very nice to me. I got around 450,000 Stardust and I didn't even get to play the full hour. So that let me boost up a handful of Pokemon that needed powering up. So I hope you all were able to take advantage of that. I've also been doing a bunch of Giratina raids. I've done 37 Giratina raids last week. I did get one weather boosted 98. Unfortunately, it did have 14 attack, but it's all good. I already had the hundo from when Giratina was around earlier in the year. But unfortunately, no shiny. 37 raids and no shiny. So some bad shiny luck there for me on Giratina. Unfortunately, I was busy during the Yamask and Galarian Yamask research day, so I had to kind of play on the side, but I did get to complete the ticket. So I was able to snag 5 shinies, a nice mix of both Yamask and Galarian Yamask. So overall, it was a pretty good week for me. I wasn't able to play quite as much as I would have liked, but with the Halloween event part 1 and then part 2 events coming up next, I think it was good to take last week a little bit easier so that way I can play more this week so I can shiny hunt some of these costumed Pokemon coming up this week. So with that, let's take a look at what's going down in Pokemon Go from October 21st to October 28th. The raids this week will continue to be the same as last week, so Giratina will still be in 5-star legendary raids, and Mega Sableye will continue to be in Mega raids. Those raids will rotate next week. We'll have Darkrai and Mega Banette coming into raids on the 28th. So you still have a full week to shiny hunt and hundo hunt Giratina. On Tuesday, October 22nd, Halloween Part 1 will begin at 10 a.m. local time. This event will run for 6 days, ending on Monday, October 28th at 10 a.m. local time. Throughout the duration of this event, we'll have some bonuses, including double catch candy, increased candy XL for nice throws or better, so it's probably worth taking a little bit of extra time when doing your throws and try to nail those great throws or even excellent throws to increase your candy XL for Pokemon that you need candy XL for. We'll also have an increased chance to encounter shiny Umbreon in raids. Umbreon will be in 3-star raids along with Hisuian Typhlosion and Bombardier, but only Umbreon has the boosted shiny odds. Zorua will also have boosted shiny odds when encountered in the wild. Zorua will take the shape of your current buddy Pokemon, so I recommend choosing a buddy that is shiny or very obviously distinctly not a normal wild spawn, so that way you know when you see it on the map it's going to be a Zorua. Morpeko will be making its Pokemongo debut during the Halloween Part 1 event. Not only is this a new Pokemon being introduced into the game, but it's also going to introduce some new mechanics. Morpeko will be able to change form in battle whenever it uses a charged attack. When in its full belly mode, it'll be an electric type Pokemon, but then when it switches to its hangry mode, it turns into a dark type Pokemon. Niantic did state that Morpeko will initially only be able to change forms when battling Team Go Rocket or in the Go Battle League. So that means Morpeko cannot change forms in raids, at least to start. They did use the word initially, meaning I think they plan to bring Morpeko's form change into raids at some point. This could also unlock other possibilities for form changes mid-battle like Cherrim, Castform, Meloetta, Darmanitan, Aegislash, or even Wishiwashi. Morpeko will not be available in wild spawns, so to capture Morpeko, you will need to encounter it via field research tasks. We will have some other event-themed wild spawns, however, like Zubat, Spinarak, Murkrow, Misdreavus, Shuppet, Drifloon, Purloin, Zorua with the increased shiny chance, Frillish, Litwick, and Greavard. The rare spawns will be Sableye and Absol, both of which have Mega Evolutions, so a good chance to farm some candy there. Morpeko is not the only debut we're getting this week. We're also going to get 1-star Dynamax Gastly in max battles. Gengar has been a long-standing, powerful ghost and poison type Pokemon, so I do think doing some of these 1-star Gastly max battles will be worth it. Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble will also continue to appear in 1-star max battles, and then in the 3-star max battles we'll have Phalanx. A couple other notable things to point out with the field research tasks. We'll also be able to encounter shiny Spiritomb, which is a pretty rare shiny, from these field research tasks. And then another reward is Mega Energy for various Pokemon, including Gengar, Houndoom, Sableye, Banette, and Absol. Sableye's in Mega Raids right now. Houndoom and Absol were in Mega Raids a few weeks ago, and then Banette will be rotating into Mega Raids coming up later next week. But we did not get Mega Gengar in Mega Raids this year. So this is going to be your only opportunity, at least as far as we know. They could always add it in as a surprise. At least as far as we know, this is going to be your only opportunity to get Mega Energy for Gengar. So it will take quite a few research tasks in order to get enough energy to Mega Gengar for the first time if you've never done it before. But if that is a Mega you're hunting or needing, this will be a chance to work towards enough Mega Energy. There will be a free timed research that will span both Halloween Part 1 and all the way to Halloween Part 2. This free research will reward encounters with Spiritomb and Morpeko, as well as other event-themed Pokemon. Now, we will also have a paid timed research for $5 USD, and this research will include the following bonuses. We'll have triple catch candy, event-themed encounters, including the first peek at some new costumed Pokemon that will be debuting in part 2 of the event. So this will be an early chance to get your hands on some shiny costumed Pokemon, but in Halloween part 2, I think these will be more readily available. So some of these Pokemon encounters that we'll be getting with the paid timed research include costumed Pikachu with the witch hat, super cute, Spiritomb, Froakie with a witch hat, Rowlet with a hat, and then Morpeko. We'll also get a brand new Morpeko themed avatar item. You get to pick one of 2 different variants based on Morpeko's 2 different modes. So you could go for the full belly electric type onesie, or you could go for the hangry dark type onesie, depending on whichever one you think looks better. And then there's also a second paid timed research, a cheaper $2 research that will reward encounters with costumed Pokemon. So this paid ticket does not have the triple catch candy bonus that the $5 ticket has. It also doesn't have the new avatar item, but it will have a wider variation of costumed Pokemon. So it'll have the Pikachu, the same one from the $5 ticket, as well as Vulpix, Gengar, Piplup, Drifloon, Froakie, Pumpkaboo, and Rowlet. If I were to choose between one of these, I would go for the $5 ticket, mainly because of the triple catch candy. There are going to be some meta-relevant Pokemon throughout these Halloween events. For example, Litwick, which evolves into Chandelure, is a great ghost-type raid attacker. Shuppet evolves into Banette, so stocking up on Shuppet candy is going to be great for your Mega Banette, which is also a top ghost-type attacker. And then, of course, Gastly candy. Can never have enough Gastly candy to power up Gengar. Speaking of Gastly, from 6 to 7 p.m. local time on Tuesday, we'll have Gastly, Duskull, and Litwick featured in a Spotlight Hour. So yes, all 3 of those Pokemon will be spawning during the Spotlight Hour. The bonus for the Spotlight Hour is going to be double catch XP. So this will be stacking with the double catch candy or triple catch candy if you have the $5 ticket. I also recommend using a lucky egg here because of the double catch XP. That's going to make it a quadruple catch XP event with 2 meta-relevant Pokemon, Litwick and Gastly. Duskull's evolution, Dusknoir, is meta-relevant in PvP. So that's 3 meta-relevant Pokemon spawning for the entire hour with stacking bonuses. This is definitely a Spotlight Hour I think that's going to be worth playing. Also on Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific, the Go Battle League will rotate. So the Master League is going to be rotating out, and instead we're going to have the Great League Remix. So the Great League Remix is just like Great League. However, the 20 Pokemon most used by Ace rank and above are not allowed. So League Deck has a list of the Pokemon that will be ineligible for this Great League Remix Cup. This is going to result in a meta shakeup, at least for this week, which I'm actually a little bit bummed about because I did just catch a rank 23 for Alligator in the wild and I was hoping to use it, but I guess I'll have to wait until it comes around next time. We'll also have a Halloween Cup Great League Edition. So the Great League, as a reminder, is 1500 CP or lower. And the Halloween Cup limits the Pokemon choices by type to Poison, Bug, Ghost, Dark, and Fairy type Pokemon only. On Wednesday, October 23rd from 6 to 7 p.m. local time, Giratina will get its second raid hour. During this raid hour, Giratina will spawn in all gyms and rotate around the 25-minute mark. So Giratina will spawn in gyms for 25 minutes. There will be a 5-minute break or turnover period, and then it'll spawn in gyms again for around 25 to 30 minutes. So this is a great chance to get a bunch of raids done in a short amount of time. And if you're looking to join or host remote raids, hop in the Diddobase Discord, discord.gg/Diddobase. There's a link in the description and I'll put the URL up on screen. We have a remote raids channel where people can join or host remote raids. I personally like to raid a ton. I'm always out during these raid hours firing off a ton of invites. So if you do remote raids, either joining or hosting, but preferably both, definitely hop in our Discord. I would love to raid with you. Okay, this week does not stop there. On Saturday, October 26th, Gigantamax is debuting as a concept, as a feature in Pokemon Go. This will be a 2-day event only. So starting on Saturday, October 26th at 10 a.m. and running until Sunday, October 27th at 8 p.m. During this event period, Gigantamax Venusaur, Gigantamax Charizard, and Gigantamax Blastoise will be appearing in Gigantamax raids. I'm going to just give a high-level event overview in this video. I plan to make a dedicated Gigantamax video in a couple days. These Gigantamax raids are going to be very difficult. They are 6-star raid battles. So up until now, we've only had 3-star max battles. Phalanx is a 3-star max battle. So we're skipping 4-star and we're skipping 5-star and going all the way to 6-star with these Gigantamax max battles. Just for a little bit of context, Giratina is only a 5-star raid. So these are going to be very difficult battles. Pokemon Go and Niantic officially recommend 10 or more trainers to take these down. I don't know if it's really going to take 10 people. I think their recommendations are usually pretty generous, especially geared towards newer players. I'm hoping it only takes 4 to 6 higher level trainers with some powered up Dynamax capable Pokemon, but we'll have to wait and see. Also keep in mind that like Dynamax battles, these Gigantamax raids will be local only, so no remotes will be allowed. This means you're going to have to organize some local players to group up and take these down. That is kind of a bummer for the Ditto Base Discord. We are a global group of players distributed across the whole world, so we won't be able to play these Gigantamax battles together, but that's not going to stop me. I will be out with my local community taking down Gigantamax Charizard this weekend. Keep in mind, you will not have to spend these max particles unless you successfully complete the raid. So if you fail, you won't lose your 800 max particles, so you'll only lose your time. Shadow Entei will continue to be in 5-star Shadow Legendary raids throughout weekends in October, and this weekend is no exception. So we've got a lot going down this week, trainers. Halloween is always a super fun time in Pokemon Go. I definitely encourage you to get out and play more over the next couple weeks. If you haven't been playing, this is going to be a great time to get some shiny costumed Pokemon and join in the fun of spooky season. If you do get a cool shiny costumed Pokemon or a hundo or anything cool that you want to show off, again, hop in our Discord. The Ditto Base Discord is found at discord.gg/DittoBase. We do have a remote raids channel, as I mentioned, but we also have a show off channel where you can take screenshots and show off your coolest catches and see other trainers do the same. So I'd love to see you in the Discord. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.